Hey, are you somebody who's interested to become the top 10% in your organization? Do you know what does it take to become one? What kind of mindset and skill set one need to possess? Well, if I've been in this industry for more than 2 decades, in the last 6 years, I've been an entrepreneurial organization. And I closely observed that there are certain mindset and skill sets that if you can develop, you can become the top 10% in your organization. And all it does take is a focused effort and time. Are you ready to do that? And if you know that you build the skills, it will remain permanently with you. You don't have to chase the technology anymore. You will be foolproofing yourself, right? So here are my three important mindset shift that I propose that if you want to become an entrepreneur yourself. Ready for it? Fantastic. Here I bring the most important three mindset shifts that you must have to build right away if you want to be an entrepreneur. Look, any entrepreneur must have some important qualities, and if they master them, they can already show immediately the difference in your mindset and skill, right? So here they are. First is the problem solving ability. So you got to have a mindset of problem solving. And second, you got to understand that inevitably, when you get into any kind of business, there is going to be a risk. And how do you manage the risk? Is what something that entrepreneurs understand, which you want to learn now. Third is how to become a collaborator, because great entrepreneurs already know that they can't solve the problem themselves, and they always need somebody to collaborate with and to bring the best solutions to the market. Understood? So let's get inside each one of them and discover more. Here we go. The first one of becoming a great problem solver. If you want to be a great problem solver, you got to have three things first. First, you got to know, understand what is innovation. Innovation is not about path-breaking solutions, but about finding those simple solutions around the problem. Understanding that every problem brings with it a great opportunity to solve and bring great value to your organization. So also remember that innovation is also about user experience, finding out from empathy that end user, how's it going to be benefiting them. So innovation is not overloading, but it's also about thinking wisely. What are the simple solutions that you can create to solve the problem, and solve the problem not once, but at a system level thinking. That means you're trying to do the end to end thinking first and then trying to build the solution in it, so that you are not amazed that you build something that is not worthy of it, or it becomes a cog in the big machine, and it ultimately becomes a problem. So system thinking and design thinking are something which are very important if you want to be a great problem solver. And last but not the least, you got to think as a techno commercial officer. You're not a techie guy. So a great entrepreneur understands that they are thinking like an entrepreneur inside the organization, which is when they think that they are like responsible for the business results and the outcome of business and not just problem solvers. And so here comes the change that you got to think value for the company, value for the customer, and also from the business point of view, a return on investment. If you do not know how to calculate the payback, IRR, and ROI, probably you cannot become a great entrepreneur. So problem solving for the business as well as the business case, both are very important. Understand this difference, and then you are already one notch above the common public when it comes to how to become an entrepreneur. I hope you got a good idea of problem solving. Let's get into the second step, which is to do with risk management. What's about risk management? We know that inevitably any business you take, there are kind of business risks that are coming all the time. We just spoke about the risks that will come from commercial point of view. What are the other kinds of risks? First, as a leader, you got to understand that the solution is not yet built, and then you are just building it. And so it's important that you understand as a leader, as being an entrepreneur, that you got to believe in your product and services and the team who's supporting you. If you do not, then probably you cannot articulate it well. And obviously, the risk is going to be working against you. So the moment you start understanding deeper about why you are doing this, by writing detail about what are the business outcomes, what are the risks, who are the stakeholders, how do you want to measure the success, what are the immediate risks available, how you can mitigate, how you can resolve, and how you can own some risks inside, and trying to put a number to it, and writing more details about what are the milestones that you're going to hit. Everything comes up when you start talking about this leadership ability, is to have that forethought beforehand and write it in black and white, and then go for it. Second, you got to understand that the time to market is very crucial, because once you start getting after a problem solving, there are many people who are already in this game, and the faster who goes into the market are the ones who will make the most of this business from there. So speed of execution is key. Having understood that, you got to have the sense of urgency of meeting the client, understanding the problem, putting it in some framework, and going and chasing to find the solution. While you're doing this pass, you got to remember that you can't risk the entire capital, but you have to go in an iterative mode. That means what? You got to build a solution with a minimum viable product, just test it in the market. If it works, then you build one level above that, and that way you will have continuous feedback coming from your customer, rather than building the whole of the system, which may or may not work in the market. So remember, that's very important to not to risk the entire business. Is not about entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is about preempting and finding out the solutions to the problems that may occur in future, and then trying to mitigate the risks. We are not paid for taking risks, but for avoiding the risks, that and leveraging on the other side, which is the chances that we have, the opportunities that we have, is also about risk. Okay. So let's get on to the last but very important topic, which is soft topic of collaboration. Remember, as we said, that we can't solve everything alone, and so we got to use the systems and people around that are there. How do you do this collaboration? First, you got to be the inspiration. As we said, a great leader will always come out very passionate about the cause that is trying to solve. One is having clarity in ourselves. Second is to bring the same level of clarity into people who are walking around. If you keep on articulating about why we are doing what we are doing, what is the big goal, and then probably you can see that the teams are seamlessly aligned, all the misunderstandings, misalignments are completely dissolved, and then they are walking towards one force. And typically in a big entrepreneur, you will always see in the organization there are differences, because there are two different departments or five different departments. They do not talk to each other. They don't have the common vision, is the biggest problem. You got to iron it out as an entrepreneur. You got to know the big thing and continuously bring system methods of motivating people and also inspiring them to keep them on track, right? That's your job. Next is partnership. Well, I understand that partnership is not about only giving the unessential, which is anyway to be truly done, the non-core business, because you never want to become a Swiss knife of solving everything by yourself. Give away all those meager things which you don't want to do, and probably also the niche area which may take a long time to build, even that kind of technological dependent, or something, that skill that you don't have right now, and you know that it will take a long time and it's a one-time fix. Better get them from partners. All right. So the last is about the technology. Never miss to leverage by either investing in the technology, but hiring the right talent. But riding on the technology, if you can really see a good return on investment, never miss to get inside, convince your management, can go together and build a case around it and leverage it. And that's exactly what collaboration is all about. So let's just summarize: problem solving, through innovation, system thinking, and value for your customer; risk management by having great leadership in articulating the purpose of the entire mission, then being time to the market and trying to develop an iterative product; and in collaboration, being the inspiration developing partners, and leveraging the technology. If you can do this, then you are way too far becoming an entrepreneur already. So hope you got some clue. It is not going to be easy, but it will take you some effort and time, build all the skills, and to really pull the right levers at the time when you're really into the business. So if you understood this, please write in the comment below. What are the few challenges that you foresee if you want to become an entrepreneur in your organization? What support you would look forward for to becoming an entrepreneur? I look forward to read your comments, and probably I will personally reply to all of your comments. Um, Please reach out to me in case you need more support. Thank you, and signing off, Vishwamohan, Extrapreneur Coach. Take care. Bye-bye.